Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. It's getting lighter and lighter as spring starts to look at merging into summer. And I'm down here at Barangaroo, this new precinct in Sydney, which is surrounded by some magnificent developments like the Crown Casino and the other ones next to it, One Sydney Harbour being also developed by the same developer. What I'd like to do today is continue along my way like I do on most mornings and go through a book summary where we go through and identify elements of OPE, other people's experiences, where we can fold into and use those life hacks on a daily basis and see what we can learn, see what we can incorporate. What I do is I do book summaries, I present them, and I also try to use Sydney or wherever I am as the backdrop, just to make it a little bit more interesting and to I guess show people the different aspects of this most beautiful city that we live in. So the book summary that I'll be delivering today is entitled Be Love Now by an author known as Ram Dass. And there we have the May Gibbs heading off on its first maiden run for today, and we'll see how many times it gets to go and return throughout the day. So this book is a little bit different to the book summaries that I do on a daily basis. It talks about love and how to give and receive love. And whilst it may sound pretty elementary and pretty basic, you'd be surprised at how many people don't really get it. And I guess it comes with years of experience. It comes with years of being with loving people and in nurturing, loving environments, that you get to appreciate the importance of love in our lives. It's a topic that a lot of people don't like talking about. Some people seem to think that love is love, but far from it. Lust doesn't equal love, and love doesn't equal lust. So a lot of people get mixed up between lust and love, or emotional love and love from the heart. And this book here, this author tries to make it a little bit more easy to understand. So the author kicks off the book with his own observation, where he says that our spiritual self, not our physical self, not our emotional self, but he talks about our spiritual self as being the source of unconditional love. Now, lots of us talk about unconditional love, but the practice of unconditional love is fairly tricky and quite challenging, I guess, to most people. And to put it bluntly, a lot of people talk about unconditional love, but they don't really know what it means, and they're not really prepared to make the sacrifices in order to experience it, in order to give it, and hence in order to receive it as well. I think my spiritual father hits the nail on the head where he says that unconditional love is God's love, and the reason why we marry, the reason why we have children, the reason why we have hardships throughout our lives, the reason why we go through pain and suffering is for us to experience God's love and to learn how to love like God, to be disappointed, to be let down, to be attacked, to be persecuted, to receive pain and suffering, and to still generate and be the source of love to all of those around you is, I guess, the standard, the baseline, the benchmark that we all need to rise to at some point in our lives. And as we say, it's not easy. It's not easy. It is a challenge. But we need to, I guess, learn and to express unconditional love, the love that comes from our spiritual self, as opposed to the love that comes from our egotistical, physical, logical, rational self. Let me grab a corner over here and get out of this breeze, because there is a bit of a breeze blowing and it can play havoc on the acoustics on this video chat. So the author calls us to action and says that we need to let go of emotional love and let the mind stop in order to open the heart. So as we said before, love is not love. A lot of the same-sex marriage narrative revolved around this concept of love is love. But even the ancient Greeks knew that love couldn't quite be defined as love, and I think they had at least 5 or 6 different words for different types of love. And of course, one of those loves is eros, which is lust and the love of the flesh. But there are also other aspects of love, and this book and this author also looks at the different types of love. And as we said before, the call to action is to let go of the emotional love, let the mind stop and open up the heart. Because what we're saying here is that the heart is the source of this unconditional love, this unemotional love, this giving love, and this godly love. And we need to move from our ego to our hearts. My spiritual father always talks about the nous in Greek, the nous, which is the eye of the heart, suggesting that it's a different type of love, it's a different type of focus. And this author here reminds us that we need to move away from the ego. We need to move away from the selfish love, the all about me sort of love, and to go to the source of our heart, the love that comes from our heart, not our physical heart, but our spiritual heart is what the key point this author is making, and the key point that we need to try and focus on. And we must help others as well along the way, to help them find their heart and find their unconditional love, and to understand God's love and enable them to express God's love as well. So we're basically opening up the locks, we're opening up the prisons and freeing ourselves and trying to free others in order to experience love as best they can. The author here says that you must die to yourself in order to come alive in others. You need to lose yourself in order to find true love, the love in others. And we must try and move away from this selfishness, is what the author is saying, I guess. And any attempt to hold on to anything in a defined or a limited time and space environment is absolutely futile and causes much suffering. The futility of life is expressed by King Solomon in his scriptural writings in the Old Testament, Ecclesiastes, where he says that it's all futile. Whatever you try and do in life becomes futile, and attempting to hold on to anything is a waste of time and is the source of much suffering. The author here also mentions that if you identify with desires and thoughts, your journey is not complete, and we need to submit to God's will, and through this submission, through this selflessness, we move to a different place in time. We move to a place of light, and we move away from a place of darkness. So this shift away from ego to the soul happens through expressing love. And our our ultimate job in life is to awaken ourselves at a faster rate than what comes naturally through experiences. And we do it through the currency of pain, suffering, and discomfort. So what we're hoping in life is to learn to love, but what we're hoping is that we are enlightened, so that this process, this awakening, happens at a faster rate in our lives than what comes natural to most people. And the author here goes on to talk about faith, hope, and all of those things. But he says that faith is more than just belief. Faith is more than just having beliefs, because beliefs can be manipulated by the mind, can be manipulated by media, can be manipulated by other people. So we need to, I guess, move away from certain beliefs, especially the beliefs that don't serve us, especially the beliefs which are selfish as opposed to selfless. And the ultimate goal for people in life is to serve God through serving people, and to be a partner in his creation, be a partner in his plan, and to build a level of spiritual fitness that allows us to become one with God, where we glorify and serve God, and we also serve each other. And by doing those two things, we deliver, we receive, and we feel love, and we become part of this oneness of God, where we feel as if we're contributing and we're belonging at the same time. So the author here talks about trying to mirror in order to reach another's soul, and just the mere fact of talking and reading about oneness does not necessarily make a person one with God. It's through one's actions that unites one with God. So as we're saying here, we're called to become stewards. We're all called to become partners in God's mission, in the mission to bring people together, to become one, to become linked with others, rather than to remain an individual, especially in this world where individualism is celebrated. And this author suggests that this celebration is wrong, because what it does is it divides us. It breaks us away from the oneness of God, from the unitingness of God, from the unitingness of love. You can't really be loving and receive love if all you want to do is do your own thing and to achieve your own goals and things in life. It's all about shared experiences, and as you know, as we become parents, grandparents, as we are married for a number of years, you realise that the most important things of all are the shared experiences. Now, fair enough, there are things that we need to achieve on our own. We need to generate and build capabilities and skills, networks of people, and that happens, on our own in many ways. But the purpose of achieving wealth, the purpose of making money, the purpose of building networks, the purpose of being educated is not to achieve our own goals, but it's to help us become one with God and to work with Him to achieve the outcomes that serve us all in a community. Anyway, a difficult topic, a tricky topic, a topic that not very many people are comfortable talking about, a topic that even I find a little bit tricky. But once again, the objective of Jim's 5am Club is to go through and identify OPE, other people's experiences, to take knowledge and wisdom throughout the ages from books, from authors, from other people's lives, and try and use that as an opportunity for us to learn and to accumulate life hacks to enable us to understand ourselves better, to understand others around us better, and to make more with what we currently have. Anyway, take care, have a good rest of the day, and thank you for joining me on this tricky episode. I hope you found it useful. It is, as I said before, a tricky topic. We all seem to think, or like to think, that we understand love, but we're all learning all the time, day by day, event by event, relationship by relationship. Take care, wishing you all the best. Yasas, and have a great day. Bye for now.